Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so be advised that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching this right now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been some time since I posted this video, take a look back at what was happening then in your life, and it may give you further clarity regarding your situation. We're going to begin the reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and this is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, there's love in the air. So the King of Cups is one of the four kings in the major arcana, the minor arcana in tarot, and he's holding a cup of love. And so this cup represents romantic love a lot of the time, but it also can represent love of something you love to do, love of what you want to be, love of where you like to live, that kind of energy. It can also represent love for other people other than romantic partners. Also, love for yourself. And so he's sitting on a slab out on in his throne, on a slab out in the middle of all this rough waters. And rough waters in tarot represent a lot of emotion and some chaotic emotion, like mixed emotions. And so this is the energy that we're in, where we have the King of Cups has learned how to control his emotions. He's the most emotionally available of all the kings because he understands how emotions work, and he understands how to be in control of his. We have the Three of Wands. I'm just going to double check. Good. Okay. I've been doing different readings, and so I want to make sure. I just loaded 3 more readings for, timely readings about random shift, if you're interested in that. They're all up this morning now. And here we go. So this is the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands represents energy, wanting to move forward with passion for something. So it could be regarding this love. It looks like it's almost like there's been a portal that someone has gone through where they've decided, okay, they've been considering expanding their horizons, and now they've made that step through this portal of energy and decided they've got their hand on this wand, and they're thinking, yes, I'm going to go across this ocean or this water. Now I know it looks like it's not water, it looks like it's sand, but when you look, there are ships sailing in here. It's just that the sun is shining on it, so it's golden. And then we have, okay, so there's been something happening where he's at. So this energy is saying, okay, I'm tired of the never-ending nightmare of living here day after day, everything that tired of being tired. And also this can represent absolute boredom, that kind of energy. So this card is like a never-ending nightmare where you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep and you're worried and like, when is this going to change? And that kind of energy. At other times it can represent the end of a cycle. So it can represent waking up in the wee hours of the morning between 2 and 4 a.m. and being like having an inspiration. You know, I had a dream, and in my dream I was doing this, and I'm trying to remember it now. I had a dream like that. I've been having really vivid dreams lately. I feel like it has to do with Neptune, but it was really interesting because in my dream, it was like a eraser man, you know, like in the cartoons, but it was an eraser, and it was erasing documents that had my name on it. And I was like, what? And I was, you know, in a dream how you can't really tell. And so I was like looking at it, and I was like, what is it erasing? And then I realized, oh my goodness, it's my medical records. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to check into that now and make sure my medical records are accurate. And because when you get dreams like that and they're so real and you can actually see yourself in them and like you're reading them, you know, you're actually reading what they're saying, It can sometimes be inspiration from the Holy Spirit. And your dreams, like dreams don't usually represent what they really, when you're in a dream state, a lot of times they're very symbolic, but sometimes you'll have dreams where it's so real that you have to, look into it, like that kind of energy. So sometimes enlightenment comes, and this quilt on the bed here has cosmic symbols on it. And so it is saying you are covered by the universe. So there we go. Yeah, that was a weird dream. Like I could have sworn that I was on the phone with, you know what I mean? Like I was like, did I already do that? Or like that kind of energy, you know? So of course I'm looking into it now. And I feel like when you get inspiration like that, sometimes it just is a dream, and sometimes it might be that you missed something, and like in a document somewhere, and you need to check into it, that kind of energy. So, it doesn't hurt to check, right? So this is talking about bringing peace of mind. So this is talking about hanging your mind on the wall. And we have a subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. And so the subconscious mind is talking about what happened to you since you were a baby, and how, what you remember from that. And the thing is most of us don't remember very much when we were a baby till about 6 or 7 years of age, yet that information is very heavily imprinted on us. And it's really the thoughts of other people that were in charge of our care. So we have another one here, the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is, what does your soul need? So a lot of people say, oh, I'm a human being with a soul. But in actual fact, you're a soul traveling in a human body. And your soul has needs. And if they're not met, your unconscious mind will start speaking to you through dreams, etc. And I'm getting there's a lot of energy around this. There's something, I feel like it's because of the Neptune energy, which I'll explain in a minute here. And then we have the conscious mind. So that's what you fully are aware of. And then we have putting your mind to rest. So these swords represent your mind and your mental, your intellectual. And on this window, there's the word Pax, P-A-X. And so that means peace of mind. And that's kind of the energy. It's like, I've been really organizing everything. Like I've been using AI to organize my files and to organize on my computers, and go through things and remove duplicates, and just get my paperwork in order, because pretty soon it's going to be income tax time, like getting that done. And so it's kind of like I want to be really organized, so it just makes the whole process easier. And that's the kind of energy. And so the Neptune energy I was talking about is, Neptune is a very slow moving planet from far away, but it has a heavy, a very strong influence on us when it's in our presence. And the Neptune has been moving from the sign of Pisces into the sign of Aries for the last, back and forth for 14 years, but in the last year in particular. And so this energy is in Pisces, it's kind of like this dreamy energy, and it's kind of saying, hey, I'm leaving Pisces and I'm going into Aries. And that's on the 26th of January, and it's the 21st now as I do this reading, so it'll be the 22nd tomorrow. So it's kind of like I feel that if you have a big dream, something you wanted to do, or, and it's in the back of your mind, that you could really pay attention to your dreams right now, and it could be very beneficial. That energy is moving into Aries, and the thing about it is that while this dream is, while this Neptune energy is in Pisces, it's kind of saying, hey, if you have a dream that, like, something you wanted to build or accomplish, or something that you've been wanting to, put to bed, basically, then take a look at that energy now and see, like, what is that about? What is that energy about? And and take steps of action towards, like, just tiny steps of action. Let the universe know, hey, if I can have a second chance at that big dream of mine, I want to take it. And like on January 26th, Neptune will move into Aries for the final time, and it'll be out of Pisces. And it takes 14 years in each sign, so we won't be back in the Pisces energy with Neptune for another, what is it, over 150 years from now. So I feel like that's why I am really having like these very vivid dreams kind of, and it's like, take these steps of action like that. And so just as a side note, if you are trying to remember a dream, don't move like when you wake up, and then you'll remember it better. As soon as you move physically, it makes it more challenging to remember the dream. But this is, your dream state will quite often talk about, it can bring a lot of peace of mind to your actual waking state. So here we have the, okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is talking about, this card is one of, like, the Pentacles are actually about health, wealth, happiness, abundance on the 3D plane. And a big part of that, of course, is money. Having said that, it's, you know, you could have all the money in the world and still not have the life that you really want to live. So it's more about lifestyle. And this energy is talking about, this is the only card where someone is actually working on the coin. So they're actually making money. So this is about making money and actually the coin itself. And I feel like it might be because these days, you know, we have all these other, this talk of all these other forms of money, digital money, Bitcoin, all of that. And so it could have something to do that with that's in the consciousness, especially right now. We have that big forum in Davos, and it's all over the news, all these leaders of the world getting together. So that kind of energy, I feel like this could be a reading that's more like a general reading, you know, like a global reading. And it's just saying, like, if you can get your documents and everything in order, I feel it's going to be easier to move through this energy on some level. And so part of that is, this card is saying either you started a project and you're working on making money with it, and you just started it and you're on the 6th pentacle or the 2nd pentacle and you have these to go, or it's saying you already have done all these and you're on the second last one and you just have one left to go. And then we have the energy of the world. So the world is talking, when the Fool goes on his journey in the major arcana, he starts at the 0 point, and at the 21st card, which is the world, he's achieved what he can in that cycle. So it's talking about the end of a cycle. And so these cards, like the 9s and the 10s and like these kind of cards, are coming up a lot because we just had the new year. And the new year was, 2025 was actually a 9 year. And that means that, like, it was the end of a cycle when we stepped out of 2025 and we moved into 2026. And 2026, 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. And so you can break that down, you know, 1 plus 0 is 1. It's a 1 year. It's about new beginnings. So the energy is not just, we didn't just move from 1 year to another, we moved from one cycle to another. And that's why there's all this energy happening. And I just feel like a lot of people around the world are feeling this right now. It's like a global kind of feeling. And it's that pull, I feel, of Neptune and, you know, moving into Aries in about 4 days from now. And then we have, this is saying that you've achieved something, though, and at the end of the cycle. So, you know, coming very close to almost being done, whatever it is, the project you're working on. And that maybe it's time to collect on it or whatever. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And so the Queen of Cups energy is talking about, this is a cup of love, and just like the King of Cups. So we've got the King and the Queen of Cups out here together in this reading. King and Queen of Cups together are very more like traditional couple. They are probably like some, you know, a traditional family kind of energy. And sometimes that could mean that, you know, the king is the one that brings the money in, and the queen is the one that runs the home kind of energy. It's also an energy of, loving the family, like the children in your family, and also your extended family, like having a lot of interaction with your, in-laws and your parents, and also with cousins and, the extended family, like having a lot of love. And the Queen of Love has a lid on her cup, and her cup is like a big trophy almost. And so this is the only one, the cup that has a lid on it, and it's to represent that she's a container of unconditional love. So quite often this will represent the matriarchal line, like your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother, and their energy. And then we have, we have fulfillment. And so fulfillment is usually a card of marriage. So perhaps the King of Cups has asked the Queen of Cups to marry him. Could be something to do with that. This fulfillment is, it's a commitment of some sort for sure. Sometimes it could be something to do with business, or, that kind of, or some other action being taken. But it's more likely a commitment of marriage. And like it's saying basically that, this portal I was talking about here, I feel like that's representing it again. And this is talking about, like, this is the 111 portal and the 1111 portal. That's what I'm getting here for this one. So the 111 1111 portal is synchronicity that the universe shows us, or sends us information similar to this energy here, of like when you have a real vivid dream like that, pay attention to it, because it might not be even anything that's really important, but in somewhere in your subconscious mind it is. And if you can get it to, if you can quiet the subconscious mind, then you're going to have more peace of mind, and you're going to have a more peaceful sleep. So this energy is talking about entering this portal, and what it is, it's a synchronicity. Like you'll be look up, and all of a sudden you'll look, oh, it's 111, and then later that evening, oh, it's 1111, or you'll be going to pick up something from a store, and it's like, oh, what's the address? You look it up. Oh, it's 1111 11th Avenue, and you're like, oh. And as you're driving there, a car cuts you off, and its license plate has 111 on it. It's that kind of energy. And that synchronicity is the universe saying, be very careful what you're thinking about right now, because you're manifesting at a very high rate. And if, what you want to do is check what was I just thinking about when I got cut off by that car. And sure enough, you'll probably realize, oh, I was having a real negative thought. And so that's just kind of that energy. This also is talking about, like, it's the beginning of fulfillment. So this is talking about, like, you have the down payment for the castle, which is a huge accomplishment these days, but you still need to make the down payments. Or like you might already be married, but you still need to work on the marriage to keep it healthy. And I also feel that this quite often is a sign that you want to move. Your ships are sailing in, and you're ready to hop on one and go somewhere. Having said that, also, like, it's kind of like you might be moving somewhere because you're getting married, that kind of energy. And then, okay, we have, quite often there might be some thought that you have that is bothering you, and you don't understand it logically, but your mind won't let go of it. And so quite often these cards will come together, and if you look, there's a 9 and then there's a 10. So this is saying, when you left 2025 and now coming into 2026, this is unfinished business. This hasn't been finished yet, and it's going to keep keeping you awake like that unless you deal with it. And so one way to look at it also is the energy of 2025 and moving into 2026 was the end of that cycle, as I said. And so that's like a decade-long cycle. And if go back to what were you doing, who were you with, what was happening in 2015, 16, in between those two New Years, and it may give you some insight as to why this energy is here. So this energy is clearly not pleasant energy. It talks about being stabbed in the back 10 times and left for unalive, and just laying there and nobody cares. It's that kind of energy. And it's also talking about, because we have more dark sky than light, there's either a sunrise or a sunset. And it's also talking about the light at the end of the tunnel. So, saying that whatever is happening here, it's solvable. This person also has their hand in a sign of a blessing, and the other card that has their right hand in the sign of a blessing is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is the one that is about traditional structure, such as law and order on planet Earth, that kind of energy, court energy. And then also on the spiritual side, the religions and like the popes, the cardinals, the bishops, that kind of energy. So there is something that I feel this is what your mind, and you may not even be aware, because these are thoughts being directed your way, and it can be energy being like more than just thoughts directed your way. There could be 10 people putting a lot of energy into this, and you may not be aware of it, but your subconscious mind is aware of it, and your unconscious mind. This could be 10 groups of people. It could be one person 10 times, and this is not someone who doesn't like you a little bit. This is someone that wants to take you out. So it's they want you to lose your job, lose your home, like that kind of energy. So be very, that is this energy here. And then we have the Temperance. And so Temperance is an energy of, it's actually Sagittarius energy. So it is of the wands. It is about action, but it's actually saying the opposite. If this is talking about being on your soul mission when you come down to earth. And this is talking about your spiritual side. And this is like your higher self angel, basically. Some people also believe that this is like an earth angel, that there's 144,000 earth angels that are on the earth at this time that are have specific missions to improve the energy on the planet. So I'm all for angels, but this is the sun is representing God and being on your destined path, that you are part of God's plan, and you need to have patience sometimes. And this is like about the alchemy of being able to, 1 foot in the universal waters, 1 foot on earth. So grounding what you do onto earth, and also using that alchemy to be able to pour into yourself and pour into the universe, and then bring your special, unique quality down to earth. And this is Temperance, is saying you need to have patience. And it's also about devotion to your destined path. And then we have, see, this energy keeps coming up. Like, we'll have all these really nice cards, but then there's this energy in between. And so this in-between energy it can be like really challenging energy, because you have to get neutral to, and we have 8, 9, 10. So this is saying, this is talking about a mental prison. This is saying, like, I don't know what to do to empower myself here. All of this energy, but it's got 8, there's 8 swords here, and there's 7 are behind you here. And this energy is being like bound, and this sometimes represents feeling duty bound, that there's something that you can't get out of, because you need to look after other people, or like there's some sort of, could be regarding marriage, because that's here, or before you make your move to move into this energy, you feel like there's something you need to finish up here, like finish this project so that you will be able to. And so this is like not being able to see your way out of something and feeling bound up, like how am I going to leave this energy? And you look at the King of Wands here, or King of Cups here, and all this water. I feel like at some point this was like way more water here, like this. And she's done the work to be able to, like it's almost dried up. And she's got her right foot stepping forward. And so it's showing that she's getting ready. And I feel like there's just one more thought to go. And maybe like that's why I'm saying pay attention to your dreams right now. Sometimes they're just, like you'll be like, oh, that was like a waste of time. I didn't really learn anything from it, but sometimes you really can. So, just be aware of that. And so this is saying that this person is in a mental prison, but they could get out of it. I mean, there's nothing holding her there. And actually, I feel like the water's dried up to the point that the left foot that's still sitting in all the emotion, it's shallow. It's not like she's going to drown or anything. So there's really nothing keeping her here but herself. And so it's about moving, like, okay, get out of that space, that kind of energy. Get out of that mental space. And maybe possibly out of the space you're in. And then there's victory if you can do that. So this is about disciplining your mind. And about, the way you discipline your mind is to go inward and meditate and pray so that you quiet your mind. If you discipline your mind does not control you, you control your mind. If you let your mind control you, this is when this energy comes up like this, right? And it's sometimes it's saying something needs to, like in your subconscious mind could remember something, but you don't consciously remember it. And so that's why it can be very beneficial. And then once that's done, then this is victory. So I feel like this is sitting right on, finish whatever needs to be finished here. And also at the same time, you need to go inward. You need to meditate. You need to have some quiet time. You need to quiet your mind so that you can feel and use your intuition, not just your mind, to answer whatever is bothering you, or whatever this is, whatever energy this is, because sometimes this can represent your sabotage from your mind, basically. And here we have justice. I feel like it's more, I feel that this, with the cards that are coming out here, I feel like it's more than just in your mind. Like, I feel like there's an energy here of, okay, now we have the justice card out. And the victory card is she's riding this horse. And the energy is on the 17th of February. Okay, so we talked about Neptune on the 26th. And then we have a full moon, which I'm going to do bonus readings for, because it keeps coming up in the readings. And that moon is in Leo, but I'll talk about that in the full moon reading more. And then we have this energy on the 17th of February. That's the very first day of the Chinese New Year. And we're moving out of the energy of the snake, the year of the snake, and we're moving into the fire horse energy. So the fire horse energy is really pushing people right now. The fire horse energy, it's very passionate and inspiring, and it's like wanting to gallop, like that kind of energy. And it's talking about, setting very high goals of achievement, like, completing goals. And that's the energy I'm feeling here. I got to finish this before this certain time, like that kind of energy. And the fiery horse energy can be very inspiring and, very free-spirited at times. And in matters of love, it's very passionate and, really all heart. Horses have big hearts. But the energy can also be extremely impulsive, and it can be very fiery. So when, if you've ever seen a horse get spooked and it goes running and you can't stop it, that's the energy. So it's talking about you got to rein in your emotions to be a strong leader. And then if you rein in your emotions, you're going to be victorious over this energy that's coming here. So it's not a good time to get all angry and be yelling at people and, you know, get into arguments or whatever. Just do what you can quietly in the background to organize. I feel like these are like wanting to get your thoughts in order, wanting to get your papers in order, wanting to get ready for that. This, like, if you, let's put it to you this way: if you failed to keep your New Year's resolution already, and it's like the 21st or something right now, then you know, now you have, like, on the 17th of February, you have another chance. There's another new year. There you go. So, and also this energy, this energy at this time, we just moved into the energy, like we're moving out of Capricorn energy into Aquarius energy now. So it's change. Like Capricorn energy is more like climbing mountains. I have to complete the goal energy, but the Aquarius energy is more. I need to be a good team leader. I need to work with groups. I need to look at what's happening in the planet. That kind of energy. You know, and justice coming in, and this justice is sitting right on here, and like it's kind of like the solution for justice here. Justice ultimately is when you get neutral to those two extremes so you can handle what's in between. The in-between can be really hard to handle until you go somewhere in your mind where you say, well, what if this happens? And you play it out. Well, what if it does happen? What, you know, then what, you know? And it's kind of like getting yourself neutral to like, okay, if the very worst happens, you at least have some idea. Okay, well, then I would do this. That kind of energy. And so it can really quiet the mind then, that sometimes the subconscious mind just wants you to be aware, that's all, of something. And so this in-between energy, when you resolve that, it's like personal justice. But this also represents justice from the spiritual realm coming down to the physical realm in the 3D. And we have a few cards that are representing that here. Because if there's been this kind of energy put into something, sometimes this energy here represents not just mental prison, but actual physical prison. And it's on this making money card. So someone might be making money in a not a righteous way. That's the way we'll put it. And there's going to be justice coming in regarding that. That's the energy. So there's something about this here. And it's about keeping your emotions in check and just diligently doing your work. You know, getting organized, getting ready. If you're feeling like, oh, I'm going to move, I feel like moving, well, then you have to get ready to move. And it's a lot of work. So you got to make sure, you know, you start looking, okay, how can I declutter? And what can I, you know, it's like that kind of energy. Taking small steps of action towards your goals. And so that's the energy coming in there right now. With the full moon is on the 1st of February. We've got then the horse energy coming in on the 17th. And on that day, we also have a new moon. And we have an eclipse, a solar eclipse. So it's just like we're really kind of right now being pummeled with energy from all the planets, and some of them are the slowest moving ones, and they have a real strong influence on us when they move. And so we also have the King of Wands coming in here. So the King of Wands is someone who's very visionary and looking always into the future. And you can see he's looking like none of this energy, it's saying, okay, this energy is saying, okay, I've looked at all this, I've been victorious now. Justice is on its way. I'm moving on to the next project. Now that's the King of Wands energy. Someone who enjoys doing a project, finishing the project, something that's challenging, something that they learn a lot from, and then, oh, okay, it's time for another project kind of energy. And you can see by the King's, by his body language, he's ready to get up at a moment's notice. The wand represents passion, and also it represents, it's made of wood, and it's from a tree. So the trees have really deep roots, which represent our ancestors, and we also have the offshoots, which represent the descendants. So this is talking about taking more just into account than oneself. It's more like, okay, I have to think about my family and whatever. And so this could represent someone who, again, he's got his hand on this one wand, that, okay, I'm ready to move because I want to get married, and that's the energy. I want to be somewhere else with the person that I love, kind of energy. And then we have wish fulfillment. So this person is like sitting on a stage, it looks like, and he's got 9 cups. And we don't know because it's past, present, and future. Are those cups above his head, or are they behind him? So has this already happened, or is it happening right now, or is it about to happen? But this is talking about wish fulfillment. So it's awesome. Like there's 9, you already have 9 cups here, and there only is 10. Like that's the most you have in the tarot. And so it's sitting on this justice here. So this is talking about a wish coming true. And the energy is talking, but the thing is it's something you're still wishing for. So what it's saying is you need to stay focused on like reaching the goal, like finish that last pentacle kind of energy. That's what it's saying. Before you're ready so that you can move into the new, you need to clean up. This energy is really a lot about cleaning up. Get your papers in order, get your documents all together. Maybe because if you choose to go somewhere where you need to have your health records or something, maybe you're, like that kind of energy. You need to have your immunization records and all of that stuff. I don't know, but it just feels like that energy, because those things are not things I usually think about. I haven't thought about it in decades, to be honest. So that's the energy, though. I like to have my books done in order every year, but I don't worry about it too much because I do it as I go, kind of, so that it's not such a big deal. I've learned the hard way that it's better to do it that way. And so that's the energy. And it could also be like it is. Like I got a notice from my accountant saying, hey, income tax time is coming. That kind of energy. But look at, now we have justice, and now we have the chariot here. So the chariot energy, this person is... this is law. This can be law and order, the black and whites, from the police kind of energy. And so this could be, and it's sitting on the justice, and on this energy, like whatever this is that's so troublesome, they're coming to straighten it out. It's being straightened out. That's what the energy is saying. So because the chariot is your destiny. So if you stay on your destined path, things have a way of working out. And this is talking about, like, there's no need for reins here, you notice? Because this isn't about, all it is you got to stay on your path. But this is like destiny. This is like a bulldozer. It's going to, if it's your destiny and you've stayed on your path, your wishes are going to come true, and you will have peace of mind, and probably be marrying the person of your dreams, and maybe moving to a country far away where you need to get, inoculations for diseases that you wouldn't have normally had because you haven't been to that country before. Something like that. I don't know. You would know if that's the energy. I personally don't know of any trip I'm taking, so... But that's the energy for some of you coming in here. So you'll know if this resonates with you, you'll be, oh yeah, I am going somewhere, and I do have to look into all of that kind of energy. So this is talking about the 3 of Cups now. So this is a card of celebration. Having said that, I'm not a fan of this card because the cups represent love and romantic love. And these people are toasting each other, but none of them are looking at each other. So they're not really toasting each other. They're toasting whatever it is it's happening, like it's an event happening or something they've accomplished, that kind of energy. But they're not real, none of them are looking at each other. And in matters of love, in many cultures, and in particular in Europe, if you don't look someone in the eye when you toast them, it causes 7 years bad luck in your love life, in your romantic love life. So that kind of defeats the purpose. And there's 3, and quite often this can mean that there was 3 cups where there should have only been 2. If, as you know, so it could represent some sort of infidelity or energy like that. And then judgment's being called in. So, and it's right on this energy, and having the patience for this judgment to come in, and it's going to change your world once it does. That's the energy. It's the end of a cycle. That's what this is saying. This energy, you may have been in this energy since 2015, 16, or even longer, because now we have the ancestors involved. So this could be something that happened to your ancestors, and it's like more like a family thing, you know. It could be something that happened when you know, to your great-grandmother kind of energy. And the ancestors aren't resting until judgment is called and the trumpet is blowing now. And they're like, yay, finally. We've been waiting, patiently or impatiently waiting for this judgment to finally come through. And it's sitting here, like this has been a long cycle, is the energy. And so that you see the ancestors are coming out of their boxes, and the descendants are on the other side, and they're all cheering on this dun, 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 judgment's here, yay, kind of energy. And it's kind of, you know, like you have the Red Cross there. It's almost like this is like going to be very healing energy for the bloodline, up and down the bloodline. And I feel like in particular, although we have the king and the queen here, so it could be both the king and the queen's bloodlines, patriarchal and matriarchal. But this was like the overlying energy, and this is kind of like in part of the story here, I feel. So this could be talking about something that happened on your mother's side of the family, and it's finally being resolved, and it's coming down to, it's been resolved on the spiritual realm. And so it brings relief to the ancestors. This can quite often represent Pandora's box was opened, and it's, you can't close the lid once you open Pandora's box. And that is maybe the energy that was put in here. The ancestors got so riled up that, you know, Pandora's box was opened and they want justice, and they're not going to be quiet until they get it. And so this can also represent skeletons coming out of the closet kind of energy. Because for law and order on the 3D plane, we do have justice here. We have this chariot energy. We have someone could actually be going to prison kind of energy, not just mental prison, and being bound, like not being able to leave that energy. And then we also have judgment and this temperance coming in. So, and we have someone that was basically taken down. So who knows exactly. We now have the Page of Wands. And so yes, this is I feel like this is reaffirming the ancestral energy, like that it's not just something that happened, you know, lately. Because the Page of Wands is coming in now, and he's like an adolescent age, right? And so the Page of Wands is like someone that would work for the king and the queen in the court. Around the age of 7 to 14, they would begin, this is in the old days, and they would, the energy is like they would, you know, do small tasks, and they would deliver messages. And so this is some form of communication coming in. I feel like it's a communication either from or for the King of Wands energy. Now, recognize also that all of these are archetypes. And so this energy of, like the queens could be actually women in their feminine energy, as well as male energy, males that are in their feminine energy. And the kings could be men in their masculine energy, as well as men in their feminine, or women in their masculine energy, sorry. So some sort of form of communication is coming in. Now, in the old days, it would be in person, but I feel like, like now, of course, with all the technology we have, we can get information in the snap of a finger. So this could be a text message, it could be a phone call, and it could be, I keep getting newsletter. I don't know why it would be a newsletter, but something like that. It could, and also it could be, something you see on a social media post or on the news, that kind of energy. And I feel like that energy is really coming in right now a lot, again, because of what's happening in Davos right now with all the leaders coming together and it being on the news a lot. It's forefront in a lot of people's mind, and that, what's going on in the world right now. And then we have regret here, and there we have it. This regret is sitting on this ancestors. So something happened here. That there's judgment being called, and there's regret, and there's 3 cups. And those 3 cups, it looks like someone is in deep regret, maybe because they were the ones that cheated, or because their partner cheated. We have 2 cups of wine spilt, and we have 1 cup of whatever that is, and it's all leaked into the ground, and there's no getting it up. So this is like, if you've heard of the saying, crying over spilt milk, this is the energy of, there's still 2 cups standing. So this person, the best thing they could do is turn around, get these 2 cups, appreciate, at least there's 2 standing, and let go of whatever the loss is, and just go down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters here, and they could go to their castle. Now the castle is half dilapidated and half standing. That represents the energy of the glass half full or the glass half empty, because you could stand there and regret for the rest of your life, but not, and be bitter and whatever. And the ancestors are like, I feel like this is something that has to be resolved. Sometimes this can also represent that someone has lost their taste for wine. So it's like letting go of an addiction of alcoholism or something like that. And that could be like why they're cheering, is because this is like a curse from the family that's being broken, that kind of energy. And then we have we have another message coming in. This one's about the passion. And then we had this. Okay, so this is talking about immature passion causing this energy, I feel. And then we have another message coming in, and this one's about the swords. So what happened here? Maybe someone got revenge, that kind of energy. Maybe this is about revenge. This page reminds me always of golf, and it's talking, golf is a game of mental, of mind control, of being able to really have a strong mind, because it's really easy to get thrown off your game. And you can tell a lot about a person when they're golfing, like how they react when they're having a bad day on the course, right? And so that's why I feel like that's why a lot of politicians and business people go out golfing, besides the fact that it's a beautiful day and the courses are gorgeous, a lot of them. And, it's something that they all enjoy together. But you can tell a lot about, like, hey, how does this person handle pressure? That's the kind of energy. And so some sort of message, I feel, is coming in about this energy. Okay. And then someone is walking away. All right. So these 2 cups standing could represent the 2 cups that we're missing here. And this person has just decided, you know what? After what happened here with these 3 cups, and you notice there's 2 and 1. 2 with wine, 1 with whatever else in there. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm taking a walk. I'm walking away from this relationship. And this is a relationship that has had a lot of energy put into it. We have it, showing up here. But this is saying, I'm done, I'm walking away, and I'm going to go find 2 other cups and leave this situation behind. And this is also talking about the full moon. So the full moon is on February 1st. And so that full moon in Leo energy might be coming in pretty strong here. That's a good time to release. And the new moon was on the 18th, so it's a little bit, past that energy. So something could have come up on the new moon, and now by maybe the 1st of February, you're ready to release it. But this energy is talking about walking away from a relationship that you've put a lot of time and effort into. And then we have, because there's a new cup of love coming in. A gift from the divine, from the universe, someone that you always wished for, someone that is like the energy you've always wished for. Someone who really loves you, someone that it's a peaceful relationship instead of, a real, like, one where it's causing all these swords energy. So this is talking about it's overflowing, unconditional love, overflowing peace. There's a dove there. And this is a gift from the divine. So it's saying, walk away from that relationship. There's a new one coming that is more in alignment of what you deserve. And then we have the energy of the Emperor. So I feel like, so the Emperor could be representing this justice coming in, because sometimes the Emperor is all 4 kings rolled into one. So it's a major authority figure, like with a lot of power, a lot of authority, a lot of clout, someone who's very wise. He wears his armor under his cloak, so he's ready to go at a moment's notice. And it could be someone like a Supreme Court judge or something like that. So this could be talking about the justice being brought in and bringing in this peace of mind. Like we have this justice here, being victory after walking away. So, if you're in a relationship like that where it causes this and you stay in it, then you're going to end up getting caught up in their mess, right? So this is talking about making those, those hard choices. Sometimes it could be someone you love, but maybe they don't love you the same, that kind of energy. So making strong choices for yourself. And then we have the rebel with the cause. And so this is like the Page of Wands now grown up, and he's a Knight of Wands. So he must have had the money to buy a horse. That's the energy. And this is talking about, that fire horse energy really coming in. So it could be talking about when the fire horse energy comes in, this situation will be resolved. Don't sweat it. It's already being resolved in the spiritual realm, and it just needs to be resolved now in the 3D, and it's coming down. So this is, like this, because it's charging forward. So the rebel with, or the Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause. He's got this big red plume on the back of his helmet showing that he can be very hot-tempered, but he has learned to rein his emotions in so that he can contain them and not, say and do things really out of impulse like that, like I warned. This is Sagittarius energy, and Sagittarius energy already is the fire horse. So if you add the fire horse energy for, the whole year, you have to be really, the fire signs like Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries need to be aware that, they don't be impulsive and don't be, going off at the mouth and flipping out on people, and, handle things calmly and orderly, like that kind of energy. And so this is saying, though, that there's some communication coming in now regarding all of this. Now the Emperor could be that judicial figure coming in to do that. And then we have the money. So it's about money. It's always about money. If whenever there's a problem, even if it's about love, it quite often is about money. Follow the money. So this is talking about the Knight of Pentacles. After this energy is this justice, when it's like the information comes out, and then the order follows it. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of all the knights in the deck. And this energy is saying, oh, it can take forever for the Knight of Pentacles to show up because he's so careful and he's always like checking and double checking like this. His horse is at a standstill, like look at the difference, right? And so it's kind of like at the same time when he brings information in, it usually is solid information. And quite often, like it's about a legacy of money. This isn't a small amount of money, so there's something about money here, but that's not surprising. But it's going to put you on a new journey. Like this is like resolution of something, you know. So see here we have the 0 point, and this is saying, okay, this cycle is ending, and this is talking about what the cycle was. And now, when this justice comes in, there's going to be another message about some money coming in, and that puts you off on a new journey, and maybe now you have the money to move, you know, that kind of energy. We have the Queen of Swords here. So the Queen of Swords is, she's really looking at this Fool on his journey, like it's almost like, hello, that kind of energy. I'm willing to receive this, but I have my sword up. This better be a solid offer. I have my head above the clouds. This is talking about this justice, this resolution of this energy. So the Queen of Swords is, sometimes she's considered to be quite cold, but it quite often is because she's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. She's already had to deal with a bunch of bullshit, and she's not willing to deal with any more bullshit. She's got her in her right hand, she's got her sword out. She's, yes, okay, I'll listen to you. I'll entertain you, but you better come in correct, or it's going to be off with your head. Heads are going to roll kind of energy. So she's gained clarity from this situation. And so she's ready to receive this better energy. So this could be, now remember, sometimes it can be that the kings could be adding up to the emperor here. So they could be the King of Wands could be the emperor, but I don't feel like it is in this case. And we have 2 kings out, but it seems pretty, like a story about what's happening here. And I feel like this is more the ancestors' energy, and then this is the descendants that are still dealing with this situation that happened here. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is saying, basically, Nikola Tesla says, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And so this energy is saying that she's got her hand on the 6 of Pentacles, and that is because she keeps that for herself to invest in herself. And then the three coins behind her are what she's willing to invest in others, charity, if family members need help, that kind of energy. And the falcon represents her foresight. I'm having trouble getting close to the cards because I've got a cat on my lap that's purring away here, and she's asleep, and I don't want to wake her up. So I can't move my chair forward because she's right there. It'll knock her into the leg. I don't want to do that to her. She's having such a nice sleep here. And she's purring, and I like that because it's raising the vibration. So basically, going from the past down and back down, it's talking about, wanting to make a move of some sort, having passion to do it. Like I can see I want better. I want what I have always wished for. I want my true love. I want justice. I want the information so that I can move forward. And this is talking about having learned about the give and take in life. And it's also talking about that organization that I was talking about down here. Getting your papers in order, having everything so that if you want to move, you'll be ready. Like it won't take you months or a year to get ready to move, because it's a lot of work moving, especially if you've been somewhere for a while. And then this is talking about the new cycle beginning, and that it's like this is the pentacle that completes this, and then you will have 10 pentacles. And this regret over this love life, gone, because like this is like you've picked up the 2 cups, and look at, you're going to have, it's saying that this can represent, it could represent this queen down here that maybe said, no, I don't want to have it, I don't want to marry you because of the past energy here. I feel like you were involved in something here, that kind of energy, and I don't want to be a part of it. And then she became very cold, but now maybe she's saying, okay, I'll give you a chance, kind of energy. That's the kind of energy I'm getting, because it's like a fresh start now, like new passion. And then this is like the end of a cycle. And you see the hand here, a blessing in disguise. The Hierophant, I talked about that at the beginning. And the Hierophant is also someone that can marry you. So it could be that kind of energy. So in the end, I think you get married. And it's, you know, the money, whatever money was missing is coming in. And maybe your ancestors will quit waking you up to say, check into this. That kind of energy. Hey, because that's how they do it, right? They get you when you're in a sleep state. You're more likely to hear your ancestors from across the veil. Okay, so we're going to clarify this with my oracle cards. Tales from the Vector, Tails, and it's something I started in 2007. I completed the 64 paintings in 2020, and I'm getting ready to bring it out, but I'm gathering the information to do so. In the description box below, I'll have the numbers of these cards in the order they appear here. Whoa, there we go. This is the energy that wants to come out. So we have it. All right. So I will put them in the description box below, so that if you want to go to my website, talesfromthevector.com, and that's TAILS, you can go there and take a look. The numbers on the cards represent the order they are in the gallery on my website. And they're courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So I'm just looking here. This is the card that wanted to come out. So there was some sort of deception here. And I feel like this is that maternal energy from the ancestors. So there could be some love child or something like that in the energy, you know, something to do. Maybe this infidelity is something that happened to the grandparents or your parents and not you, and you're just finding out about it now. And maybe that's why you want to get your medical records, because you know, for DNA and stuff, so that you can maybe see, like, am I actually related to the people that I'm related, that I think I am? That kind of energy. There's a lot of stories like that online. It's really fascinating when you see them. You know, people that have been, you know, they get a DNA kit, and then the next thing you know, they find out, hey, I'm not Italian after all. That kind of energy. The rest of the family is, but I'm not. And so this is talking about a karmic space of pride. So this can be talking about being too proud to really, you know, really look into, like, it's kind of an energy of, I don't want things to change. I like things the way they are right now, kind of energy. And maybe the family that you're in is like one that you want to be in, you know, that kind of energy. And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Because families are called prides, and if you're a king. I don't know, I'm picking up some sort of Leo energy here. So that kind of energy. So this is talking about indifference. And so this is like when people don't care if they hurt each other. And so it's like, and it's sitting here on this money, peace of mind kind of energy. And then we have, it's also talking about pipe dreams. So it could be talking about the people that did this were very indifferent, and now getting the money they thought they were going to get for doing it was just a pipe dream. We have mother's worry. So of course, this is close to this card here too. So it could be like representing the end of that. It could be something that was hidden here, that kind of energy. And it might be something like maybe there's some sort of hereditary something in the family, and that's why the medical records are coming up, that kind of energy. And this card's been coming up a lot also, though, because a lot of people call the earth Mother Earth, and with all the energy right now, with all the leaders gathering and all the talk, like it's advisable to only watch like 5 minutes of news and then let it go. That kind of energy. So there's a lot of people that are concerned about what's happening in the world right now. And then we have the lack of awareness, kind of, never underestimate. Sorry, Stella, you're falling off my lap. I'm afraid you're going to fall into the... I'm sorry for waking you, but you're slipping off my lap, and if you hit the floor, you'll be sad. It's okay. Okay, now she's mad at me. Okay, don't attack me. That's enough. She's half asleep here. So, okay, so the lack of awareness, if like it's talking about this energy here where I don't really want to know what I kind of know. Yeah, my cat's disgusted now. But now I can move closer to the... Woke her up after all. So the guiding star is talking about using your intuition to get through this. So it's talking also, the guiding star is the star that led the wise men to Jesus when he was born. So it's talking about following that kind of intuition. And then we have the moon. So this is about reckless abandon. And so reckless abandon is WRECK. So it's talking about when you discipline your mind, then you can kind of, move out of this energy. And the moon is about hidden secrets and that coming out. And, we have that sitting right on judgment here. And also on having the patience and on this mental or physical prison kind of energy. Then we have Aries energy. So Aries is the first zodiac sign, and it's talking about doing things differently, like in a different way. And that's that energy. And you remember what I said about Neptune going into Aries on the 26th? Well, that's kind of sitting on this energy here about how really pay attention to your dreams right now. I actually don't usually remember my dreams that much, but like the last few nights I remember them like as if I'm like it's more real than, it's just as real as daylight kind of energy. Wake up and I'm like, oh, like I got to go do that. So the abuse of power is about when people have authority, quite often there's abuse there, but we're all capable of it. Like sometimes we don't even realize we're abusing our power in some ways. Like if you've never had power before, that's the kind of energy. So there's a lot of levels of abuse of power, right? And so, of course, world leaders have a lot of power, but you have a lot of power if you're the leader of your family, and you have a lot of power over yourself. And so you don't want to be abusing yourself. So if this is self-sabotage, you want to make sure that you stop doing that for sure. But this energy is not, unless someone's so upset that they don't, they're barely existing kind of energy. We have the shooting star energy. So this is talking about having a strong attitude. Like if you want your wishes to come true, you can't just wish upon, I know it sounds really awesome, you just wish upon that shooting star and then everything comes to, like, just falls into your lap. No, you're probably going to have to put some energy into it and have a good attitude, right? And then, okay, going on a foolhardy journey. And look how that's covering this energy right here, these cups. Of like, okay, I'm done, I'm walking away, I'm going on a foolhardy energy. So that's when the fool is on his destined path. And we have the chariot. Where is the chariot? Right here. So what you wish for, and then the chariot, because as long as you're on your destined path, then you can anticipate having a happy journey, you know. And then, okay, so this regret was about jealousy. So, you know, I'd rather be better than bitter. And it's also saying that, well, I hope it's not like that someone in your family was actually cheating with your partner or something. It's possible, it happens, but it's kind of almost saying that there. And then we have attachment. So attachment is a karmic space that as soon as you become attached to something, then of course you're more willing to abuse power. You're jealous if someone gets it instead of you. You know, your pride kicks in. You don't care. You'll do anything to hang on to it. So you become indifferent, and you become you have lack of awareness of your actions and the profound effect they're having on the people around them sometimes. So that's you know, kind of the. But when these are coming out, and we have the reading here with the ancestors and the judgment, I really do feel that that's talking about clearing a lot of karma and possibly like up and down the bloodline, right? And then the Hierophant is coming out. So that's clarification right there, that this emperor here is the traditional structure, the Hierophant, that's going to come in here and do their, you know, it could be a judge, you know, that kind of energy, like from the, like someone who knows what they're doing. And they're going to clean this up, and they're going to do everything will be handled in an orderly fashion, like the book work, everything, the paperwork, everything will be, yeah, like have been investigated and looked at very closely, so that they know, okay, this time we know it's in order, that kind of energy. So I do hope you have enjoyed this reading. Please do. It's always good to have justice coming in. And it's been it's been an interesting reading, a lot to learn here. So please do give it a like and comment if you have enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to my channel if you resonate. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with another daily reading tomorrow. Bye for now.